Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed about the cell membrane, the components, the composition of the cell membrane, function of the cell membrane, as well as the different modes of transport do the cell exhibits. Today, we'll discuss about cell wall. As do we are familiar that cell wall is absent in the case of animal cells, but they are present in the group of plant cell as well as fungal cell. Also, do we have discussed they are present within the bacterial cell. So, we may say cell wall, it is a rigid and non-living structure which forms an outer covering of the plasma membrane in plants and fungi. So, we may are acquainted with the fact that cell wall is an outermost boundary present outer to the plasma membrane or cell membrane. Due to the presence of cell wall, do we also know that the plant cells they show rigidity in their shape. So, do we also know in the case of fungi, the cell wall is present, which is the outermost boundary in the case of fungal cell, and here the cell wall is made up of chitin. So, it not only gives shape to the cell and protects the cell from mechanical damage and infection, it also helps in the cell to cell interaction and provides barrier to undesirable macromolecules. So obviously, we may understand the fact that having two boundary within the cell, it not only gives a fixed shape to the cell, but also it protects the cell from mechanical injury as well as protects the entrance of certain types of pathogens. So it can protect it from the infection, and also it helps to maintain from cell to cell interaction. So, algae have cell wall made of cellulose, galactans, mannans, and minerals like calcium carbonate, while in other plants it consists of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectins, and proteins. So, we may observe specifically the cell wall of fungus is made up of chitin, whereas the cell wall of plant is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectins, and proteins. The cell wall of a young plant cell, that is the primary wall, is capable of growth, which gradually diminishes as the cell matures, and the secondary wall is formed on the inner side, means towards the cell membrane side of the cell. The middle lamella is a layer mainly of calcium pectate as well as magnesium pectate also may be there, which holds or glues the different neighboring cells together. The cell wall and middle lamella may be traversed by plasmodesmata, which connects the cytoplasm of neighboring cells. So, we may observe in the diagram the cell wall of plants in which the primary wall is capable of growth, which gradually diminishes as the cell matures, and the secondary wall is formed on the inner side, means towards the membrane side or the plasma membrane side of the cell, whereas the middle lamella is a layer mainly of calcium and magnesium pectate, which holds or glues the different neighboring cells together. So the cell wall and the middle lamella may be traversed by plasmodesmata connections, which connects the cytoplasm of the neighboring cells. So we may say the cell wall on the basis of the structure is differentiated into three parts, which is middle lamella, primary cell wall, and secondary cell wall. As the middle lamella, do we have discussed, it is the layer mainly made up of calcium and magnesium pectates. It cements the cell walls of two adjoining cells together. The middle lamella is absent on the outer side of the surface cells, and middle lamella along with a cell wall traversed by plasmodesmata which connects cytoplasm of neighboring cells. The primary cell wall, it is produced inner to the middle lamella in a young and growing cell. It is capable of growth and extension. It tends to diminish gradually as the cell attains maturity, whereas the secondary cell wall, which is formed inner towards the primary wall, means it faces towards the cell membrane or plasma membrane side. As the cell gets fully matured, its composition is similar to the primary wall. Now we'll discuss about endomembrane system. The endomembrane system consists of nuclear envelope, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and vacuoles suspended in the cytoplasm. These are considered together as an endomembrane system because their functions are coordinated with each other. In spite of this, that each membranous organelle is distinct in terms of its structure and functioning. Since the functions of mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes are not coordinated with the above components, so these are not considered as part of the endomembrane system. So, do we have discussed the endomembrane system consists of the nuclear envelope, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi complex, lysosomes, as well as vacuoles, which are suspended within the cytoplasm. But they are considered to be an endomembrane system due to their functions are coordinated with each other. But the mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes, they are not coordinated with the above components. So they are not considered to be an endomembrane system. So now we'll discuss about endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a complicated system of membranous channels and flattened vesicles. So as we can observe, the endoplasmic reticulum is a complicated system of membranous channels and flattened vesicles. It is physically continuous with the outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. As do we can observe in the case of plant cell also, the endoplasmic reticulum is continuous with the outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. It is revealed from the electron microscopic studies of eukaryotic cells that there is a presence of a network or reticulum of tiny tubular structures that are being scattered in the cytoplasm. The endoplasmic reticulum divides the intracellular space into two distinct compartments, that is the luminal means within the lumen or within the inside endoplasmic reticulum, and extraluminal means outside the lumen means the space outside to the endoplasmic reticulum compartments. So obviously we may understand the endoplasmic reticulum is bifurcating the intracellular space means the space which is confined by the cell membrane means the space which is present within a cell into two regions. The first one is the luminal means which is present within the lumen of the endoplasmic reticulum, whereas the other space which is extraluminal means outside the lumen within the cytoplasm. The endoplasmic reticulum often shows ribosomes attached to their outer surface. So the ER often shows ribosomes attached to their outer surface, and the endoplasmic reticulum bearing ribosomes on their surface is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So obviously when the ribosomes are attached on the outer surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, it appears rough. So they are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, which are the sites of protein synthesis, because we know the ribosomes, they are the sites of protein synthesis. Whereas in the absence of ribosomes, they appear smooth and are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, or in brief we call it as SER. So when the ribosomes they are absent on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, then the surface it looks smooth, so it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum or SER. They are the sites of the synthesis of lipids. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum is frequently observed in the cells which are actively involved in protein synthesis and secretion. They are extensive and continuous with the other outer membrane of the nucleus, whereas the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the major site for synthesis of lipids. In animal cells, lipid-like steroidal hormones are synthesized within the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, we'll discuss the other cellular organelle, which is Golgi apparatus. It was first described by Camillo Golgi in the year 1898. So, Camillo Golgi was the scientist who discovered in the year 1898 about these structures when he was observing the densely stained reticular structures being present near the nucleus of the cell. So, Golgi complex, or also known as Golgi apparatus, is a major complex protoplasmic structure being made up of many flat and disc-shaped sacs or cisternae of around about 0.5 micrometer to 1 micrometer in diameter. So, this Golgi apparatus is a major complex protoplasmic structure which is made up of disc-shaped sacs or cisternae. from the range of diameter from about 0.5 micrometer to around about 1 micrometer. These are stacked parallel to each other, and varied number of cisternae are present in a Golgi complex. The Golgi cisternae are concentrically arranged near the nucleus with distinct convex or cis or the forming phase and concave or trans or the maturing phase. The cis phase, or which is also called the forming phase, or which is the convex phase, it lies towards the cell membrane and is responsible for receiving secretory materials through the transitional vesicles which are pinched off from the SER. The cis phase, which is the forming phase or the convex phase, it faces towards the cell membrane or plasma membrane side. Whereas the trans phase or maturing phase, it lies towards the nucleus and is responsible for releasing the material which is being secreted by cis phase and modified in the cisternae. So, whereas the trans phase or the maturing phase, which is the concave phase, it faces towards the nucleus and is responsible for releasing the materials which are being secreted by the cis phase and modified in the cisternae. Although the cis and trans phases of the organelle are entirely different in origin, but they interconnect each other. In the case of plant cells, Golgi apparatus are called as dictyosomes. The Golgi apparatus principally performs the function of packaging materials to be delivered either to the intracellular targets or secreted outside the cell. Materials to be packaged in the form of vesicles from the ER fuse with the cis phase or the forming phase, which is the convex phase of the Golgi apparatus, and move towards the maturing phase, which is the trans phase or the concave phase or the maturing phase. This explains why the Golgi apparatus remains in close association with the endoplasmic reticulum. A number of proteins synthesized by ribosomes on the ER are modified in the cisternae of the Golgi apparatus before they are released from its trans phase. So Golgi apparatus is the important site for the formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids. Till so far here, thank you. Have a nice day.